Hello everyone, Rashi here. Today I'm going to make a sequel, kind of, my last uh, top 10 video. And so today, well, I'll say sequel, but it's basically the exact opposite of what I did. Last time I made a top 10 places visited by an anime character that I would like to visit. This time it's going to be a top 10 places that I actually did visited by anime character. There's one exception. The exception being in an anime that is actually upcoming. It hasn't been released yet, but the manga is the manga in Japanese, I believe, is already finished, and in English, there's currently 4 volumes. So for that one, you'll see a screenshot of the manga instead. How this top 10 is gonna work? Basically, each time I talk about a place, I will start by showing a picture from the anime, and then a picture that's either a selfie that my brother took of me, and for a couple ones, picture that don't feature my face, but that I took myself. So this is gonna be a little like it's not gonna be just places that people visit, but it's also going to be places that people in anime actually either live in or have to go regularly for work, school, whatever. So because otherwise the list would be much, much, much smaller, because I did visit a total of 6 um, different prefectures, but I don't have there isn't many anime that I watch or manga that I read that features these places. And you can see my cat just jumped, and he's probably gonna want to jump on me. So also, this is limited to manga and anime that I personally watched. So if th- that doesn't mean these are the best, necessarily the best place I visited in Japan, but the best place that I've seen in manga first, and then manga or anime, and then visited myself. So, been talking for almost 3 minutes now, so let's start this. Oh, by the way, the music you will hear today is all laid back in from season 1 and 2, but all laid back in. So, at 10th place, um, speaking of laid back camp, it's going to be a laid back camp place, and it's the Motozu High School, which is actually not a real high school in real life. I believe it was used as a middle school back when it was used as a school, and then I think it's now some kind of community center. I know when I went there, we noticed that there was some activity, so it did look like there were a couple people inside the building, but we obviously couldn't enter, and yeah, it's not used as a school anymore. So this is the selfie I took at the school. I took more photos, but this is the only selfie I took there. At ninth place, it's actually very close to this area by car. I think it's like less than 10 minutes, and I only went to 2 places. Like I only stopped at 2 places, but the reason why the city of Minobu, or the town of Minobu, is ninth place is because it was surprisingly boring. I mean, when I took a look at pictures seen in the anime, it sounded much more colorful and vibrant, and I was kind of disappointed when I visited this place. However, I did. This is the supermarket that Aoi works in the anime, and laid back camp. We actually see it in episode 6, and I personally went there. This is a photo that I took. I didn't take any selfie there, but yeah, I visited the actual Selvan movie. This is one of 2 stops we made there. The other being, I think it was like a Lawson or 7-Eleven. We went to a convenience store. Alright, so in 8th place, Mount Omoro, also from Laid Back Camp. So we got the bottom 3 places are from Laid Back Camp. Um, this is seen in the final episode of season 2 of Laid Back Camp. And you'll probably see why this one ranks so low when I show you the pic that my brother took. And I have to say it's not entirely the fault of the place. The place was actually pretty cool, but the day we went there, the day we were in the area, it was foggy as hell. We couldn't like, and when my brother took this picture, the fog was actually slowly clearing up. So, and it was right before we left. We took this photo right before we left. So yeah, it was even worse when we got up at the top of Mount Omuro. Okay, so at 7th place, finally something else than Laid Back Camp. It's Shibuya Sky, which is seen in Zatsutabi episode 6. The later half of episode 6 is all about Tokyo, but I think specifically Shibuya. But out of the places they shown in Zatsutabi episode 6, Shibuya Sky was definitely one of my favorites. It was a bit pricey though. I think 2,500 yen for this was a bit pricey, but the view was amazing. And I don't have my hat here because it was windy, so I took it off and left it at like the place where you leave your bags and stuff like that. So at 6th place. At 6th place, another Laid Back Camp place. It's the Ryugu Sea Cave, seen in Laid Back Camp episode 10, I believe. Let me just check to make sure. I have the picture list here. Because on the picture I renamed them after the episode they're seen, so I know it's in the Izu trip. So yeah, episode 10 of season 2. Let me just check. Okay, sorry about that. So yeah, it was a really nice place. I didn't think it was. In the anime, I thought it was already pretty impressive, but seeing as the anime tend to show like pretty accurately the places the character visit, I was wondering how it would look. First I took a look from the outside. We like got off a cliff and we saw it from the outside. My cat is doing something I don't want him to, but he just left. But then we got inside the cave, exactly where Rin was, and my brother took this photo. He likes to take vertical photos, so yeah, I don't like when he does that, but I think for this picture it actually works quite well. The only thing that's different from the anime is that you can probably see right next to my arm, they put like kind of a barrier. It's not really like it's not the kind of barrier like they really enforce, but I think it's to like show where the high tide, I guess, reach to avoid getting stuck in the water or something like that. So I think it's more like a warning sign more than an actual barrier. Alright, so next is the one from the manga I mentioned, and it's the city of Atami. And yeah, this is the best pick I could have that I found online, and I cropped it out because the character you see is actually taking an outside bath, so yeah, I didn't want to show that, but it shows it has a pretty good landscape of the city. Personally, I've stayed there about an hour. I didn't stay there long, But I did. We did walk around for a couple minutes and went to the beach. And this is the picture I took at the Atami Sun Beach. And yeah, it was cloudy. Because this was actually the same day I went to Mount Omuro. This is a few hours before we went to Mount Omuro, and it was out of the 16 days I went to Japan. This was one of the only 3 days that was raining. So yeah. Okay, so uh, in fourth place, the Fushimi Inari Shrine in Kyoto, seen in Zatsutabi episode 4. This is one of the places that my brother wanted to visit, and obviously I wanted to visit as well, so it was a win-win situation. And I was really impressed by all the like all those torii gates. That was certainly something I didn't expect to be that beautiful. Fun fact: this is one of the only. I forgot to mention that Zatsutabi actually. I watched Zatsutabi after I went to Japan, but so it's technically kind of cheating. But hey, the manga came first, so I guess that counts. So this is whoops. This is the pic that my brother took. Well, one of the pics that my brother took. All the pic of me that my brother took inside the torii gate were vertical, so none of them is gonna be better than the others. So yeah, I really like that temple. It was the first place we actually visited in Kyoto. I may have mentioned it at some point in one of my videos, but our trip to Kyoto was cut short by a day because of typhoon that ended up not affecting the area, but because of all the typhoon warning, a lot of trains were canceled, so we had to stay an extra day in Tokyo, and then we took a night bus to Kyoto. So we lost about half. I said full day, but it's more like half a day. We were supposed to arrive in Kyoto in the early afternoon on August 27th, and we ended up getting there on August 28th in the morning. So next is Mount Fuji. In third place, Mount Fuji. This is not the Mount Fuji is seen is Encouragement of Climb season 2, and I believe season 4 as well. This is actually the summit from another side, so it's not the exact same side, but still the same mountain, so I count it. Mount Fuji was hard, but really fun to get up to. It was a nightmare to get down, however. The Subarashi trail was kind of fun to get up, but like the way you used to get down is like super sandy, really not fun to get off. And it took us more than twice the time the brochure we had said it would take. The brochure said it's gonna take about 3 hours to get down. It took us almost 6 hours. So yeah, but it was a great experience. This is a photo I took at the summit. You can see the crater behind me. Definitely one of the physically hardest experience I've ever had, but at the same time, one of the most fun. Next is Akihabara. Obviously, I'm an otaku. I love games. I love anime. So obviously, Akihabara is going to make this list. It's seen in Touring After the Apocalypse, episode 4. So as you can see, I took a screenshot from a destroyed version of Akihabara, but obviously it was in a much better shape when I went there myself. Akihabara is one of the area of Tokyo that I visited more than once. And by more than once, I mean visited the area as a whole, because I went to Shibuya. I went to Shibuya about 2 or 3 times as well, but every time it was for different things. Except I went to the Nintendo store twice. But the first time was just to visit, and the second time is because I actually knew what I wanted. So I went to Shibuya 3 times in total. But again, the first time, the first time was like I went during the day and visited like the area with my brother. The second time was again with my brother, and that's when we actually went shopping a bit. We didn't buy anything, but like it was like window shopping. And the third time, I went on my own to buy the stuff that I wanted. Actually, I think I may have the. Oh no, it's all the way in the back, so I'm not gonna bother to show you what I got. Um, but I did get a couple Switch games, and yeah, the third time I went there. The first time I went to, I was talking about Shibuya for a while now, but actually for Akihabara I went 3 times. The first time was alone on my first full day before I met with my friends from France. I went there in the late morning, I believe, and in the early afternoon, my friend from France asked me to join him at Ueno station. So I think it's like the next station or like 2 stations away. It was very close. The second time, I don't remember the exact date, but I went with my brother. I went to show him Akihabara. And the third time was on my last day, my last full day. I went there on my own because my brother had left. Well, he ended up getting stuck an extra day, but he went there. I went there with my friend from France again to buy some stuff. All right, so we're now in the first place, and I think you can figure it out. And the timing is great because the music is actually what the place is, and it's obviously Lake Motosu. So I have several pictures for Lake Motosu. So this is the Central Lodge that we see in Lake Backham episode 1, but it's also a place visited in Mono episode 3, and the Mono episode is actually more accurate because when I went there, there was the trampoline. Obviously, we took. You mean this is an iconic place, even though it's just a bathroom. It's an iconic place in Lake Backham because that's where Rin met Nadeshiko for the first time. Well, not met, but seen Nadeshiko. It's also seen in Mono, and you can actually see Ann Kiriyama doing the exact same pose as Nadeshiko did. And obviously, I did the same. And fun fact, I mentioned it in my story with Lake Backham, but there were actually a small lineup for people to do this exact picture. And I mentioned like Lake Motozu, but obviously I also went to this exact spot, the beach of Lake Motozu, where we can see Mount Fuji, which was a pretty amazing view. My brother took this picture when I asked him. It wasn't. It looked. It looked cloudy, but it was just late. I think it was like 7 or 8 p.m. In early September. So I think it was like 7 p.m. So the sun was pretty much. It wasn't dark, but the sun had set. However, I took a couple beautiful pics, and I'm going to end this video with this. This is a pic that I took on the morning of September 5th, 2024, right before the sun got up. You can see that the sun is about to get up. Well, actually, I think officially the sun had got up, but because of the mountain, from the point of view of Lake Motozu, we couldn't see it. So yeah, these were the 10 places that are visited by character of manga and anime that I personally watch or read, that I like the most. There are some places that I like more than, well, Lake Motozu is my top place regardless, but there are a few other places that I liked more than these other nine. Well, some of these other nine, because if I made a like top 10 places I visited in Japan, period, I'd say the first three, like the bottom three, would probably not make the cut, because there were a lot of places that I visited that were amazing. Personally, I love my trip to Japan, even though the weather was way too warm, except when I went around the Yamanashi prefecture, which is a bit higher in elevation, so the temperature were a bit more bearable. But even if I hate summer and it was scorching hot the entire time, I really like going to Japan, and I wish anyone who's into manga and anime, or anyone who's into learning about the Japanese culture, wish you I really wish you could go there. Personally, I want to go there. I'm going to try to go back there again within the next 4 or so year. I'd like to go there before I turn. It's unlikely that I'm going to be going there before I turn 40, because I'm already planning another trip with my brother. But I'm gonna try to go back there before I turn like 42 or something like that. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time.